Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now.
Mangria and Stick start the show. Start up the Zoom call. Caesar rolling in late like Master Michael's eyeball. Yeah, Caesar 316. Everybody got there. Sticks 316. TV time fair. Mangria 316. Time officially dead. Killing time while teeth fall out his head. Sticks agree fast. There's zero friction. Not yes mid sentence. Instant conviction. Stand up for Jordan Gray. Chest out. Boom. Till the room get quiet and the air turn cold. Big ups to Stallion Pete. Big up. JC dropping in bombs all over Whitey. Big up. Got as many views as Mangria got teeth. Got up. Sticks put Bretsky on a carton of vitamin D. Missing. Big ups to Stallion Pete. Big up. JC dropping in bombs all over Whitey. Not me. Got as many views as Mangria got teeth. Zero less. Sticks put Bretsky on a carton of vitamin D. Missing. Sticks is off watching TNA. Stings under a hood catching Caesar strays. Mangria cooking up Marco fillets. Big ups to Stallion Pete. 10 views deep, 10 more views than all elite. Say it again. Hey. Big ups to Stallion Pete. Big ups. JC dropping in bombs all over Whitey. Not me. Got as many views as Mangria got teeth. Zero less. Sticks put Bretsky on a carton of vitamin D. Barrier. The tripod. 10 views. Sting and Marco. We coming for you, Nick!
Why, hello there, peoples, pretzels, and all wrestling fans. That's right, all 9 of you. That's right, welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Tripod. Stixie Drip Drip and myself here to kick things off with a little prayer to the man above. Heavenly Father, thank you for the endless list of blessings you provide us with, including friends, family, pets. Thank you for the blessings of opportunities to practice peace, patience, and assistance to our brothers and sisters in need. Father, thank you for the time you give us daily, because tomorrow is not promised. In your heavenly name, we lift up your name and give you all the praise. Amen and amen. Stixie Drip Drip, how are you, brother? How was your week? It's been 7 days.
We're doing good here. We got a little bit of rain coming in. Just got done making it through a thunderstorm, so hopefully not going to have anything else pop up here. A little bit of noise, a little bit of racket. Spooked the four-legged kid, but I think we're on the path of clearness here. I think we're a little calmed down here, so not doing too bad. How about yourself? How's everything out there in the fine state of Cali?
Well, any tiny change here in our sensitive Californians' life, and we're in an uproar. We're made of glass out here. We had a bit of a wind gust situation this past week. Tons of wind, bringing zero rain, but knocking down our trees and pushing over illegals left and right. But I can't complain. I still got a job, still got a car, still got a wife. It's all gravy, baby. But again, how is Brother Dice holding up? I know he's had some health issues. Is he doing okay?
Yeah, we're treading water. I mean, a lot of diarrhea cleanup and carpet shampooing and pill popping, but he's doing good. We get good days and we get some average days. So we're just, like you have said in our prayers before, grateful for every moment that we have, regardless if they're messy or not, but thankful for everything that we got. So
we'll give him a big hug for all us pretzels. We're praying for him. We're rooting for Brother Dice. And now on to the nonsense, folks. Of course, this is the time where we entertain Caesar while he's on the toilet. Yeah, the entertainment portion of the Tripod. I did watch a couple movies. We got one more episode of The Boys left, and it's all over. Of course, it gets darkest before the dawn on that show. And if you're familiar with The Boys, you know what I'm talking about. It's getting a bit messy, but it's entertaining at least. It's captivating. Movie-wise, I checked out The Devil Wears Prada 2 and Michael, the latest offering from the Michael Jackson saga. Devil Wears Prada 2 was unnecessary. They waited exactly 20 years for this sequel. Um, like I said, it's kind of like a fan fiction movie. Like it's okay. It's a little entertaining, but it's like, all right, they just needed a paycheck. Let's be honest. They're out of idea. They're out of original ideas. So let's dig up something from the past that was successful, and think of another chapter in this Meryl Streep acting. So it's okay. I wouldn't rush out to the theater. I'd say wait till it's on Peacock in about 3 months. Michael focuses on, of course, Michael Jackson. And the only reason why this movie is making money is because of the music. It's romanticized, of course, because his you've seen his story for years. Growing up, we know his parents beat the shit out of him. His dad was evil. He didn't have a childhood. He grew up a star. He's weird. He likes pets. He likes kids. And the movie ends before all the bad stuff. But there are some I don't know if it was 100% factual, but I did learn a couple things from Michael Jackson. For instance, I did not know how serious the accident during his Pepsi commercial was when he got his hair burned. I didn't know he almost died from that. I thought he just got burned and he just needed to wear a wig, but apparently it was really bad. It was a lot worse than I had than I known. I didn't know. And I had no idea he had a bodyguard that he was super close to for most of his life. I had no clue about that either. But again, it's history, so it's not really a spoiler. You already know everything that happens. It's his music. You get to see him perform. The actor who portrays Michael Jackson did an excellent job. When he starts with the voice, the Michael voice, it's very funny. It's very fucking funny because you know how high pitched Michael's voice is, and he nailed it. But again, if you're a fan, I guess go check it out. But you already know everything that happens. You know the music. If you really want to watch this, go for it. But if you want to save yourself some money, just go on iTunes and playlist Michael Jackson. It's the same thing. But Brother Sticks, did you partake in any entertainment as of recent?
Um, not really. I mean, the old lady watched Send Help.
Oh, okay.
That's on, I believe, on Hulu right now. I caught bits and pieces of it, which it looked good from what I watched. She said it was really good. She didn't know very much about it going in, but saw it. I told her, I said I'd heard that it was actually pretty good. I believe Sam Raimi
Right.
produced it, did that stuff with it, which he's got a catalog of horror flicks. I
Mm-hmm.
believe Brother Mangria would know about that as being a fellow horror fan himself. She said it was really good. So I got to sit down and watch that. And then me and her have started the series on Netflix, which we're catching up to it. Love on the Spectrum.
I've heard about this.
Yes. It was very good. It was very comical. It follows autistic people trying to find love.
Mhm.
Um, it's very it is very heartwarming to see how they go through it, and it is very comical watching their ticks and how each one is very different. It's very, I think there's 7 seasons of it, 6 or 7 seasons of it. We find ourselves laughing a lot more when we watch it because of the how each individual has different ticks, but also just how they go throughout their life. So it's pretty good. Outside that, just a lot of watching a lot of wrestling and getting a few sports in here and there outside of trying to be on poop control. Poop patrol.
So, what was the motivation behind picking Love on the Spectrum? Because on paper, it seems like the people who made this show were like, all right, these people are weird. People are fascinated by special people. Let's just put them in a room and see if they can fuck. Like, is that the motivation behind the show? And why did your wife or your girlfriend choose this show?
I don't know if she had heard about it or if it just popped up in the suggestions. And what it does is that they actually follow each individual, and then a lot of them do. There's like a lot of like, which I didn't know. There's a lot of speed dating for autistic people.
Mhm.
So some of them will go through that, and some just actually find each other online. Um, so she had started it when I was gone, when I was playing basketball, and I came back about halfway through the first episode.
Mhm.
And I came in at the right time because I'm standing there after I come home and just seeing some of the stuff that they're doing and some of the ticks and stuff of that. I was like, okay, I'm drawn in. I'm drawn in. So we usually try to get a couple episodes in a week because ours are with our overnight working schedules and just other things that we got going on. But it's definitely something. It's a show that we look forward to. It's kind of like our show that you sit down and you have yourself, like you have your significant other or someone watch, and you do your bonding time. And it's very definitely something that is very well thought out and very good choice on her end, because she said about 5 minutes into watching it, she said, I know when Adam comes home, he's gonna watch this and he's gonna be drawn in just like me. And she was not wrong.
So finding a show to watch with your spouse, it's great because being with someone for a long time, eventually you run out of things to talk about with each other. But if you watch the same show and you go out to lunch or dinner, then you can start laughing about stuff you've seen together and have inside jokes. It's great. This is a relationship podcast now. No, but that's kind of like what happened with me and my wife and anime. I never watched anime. I made fun of people who watch anime. I was like, this is stupid. The style always looked on the spectrum. Like, but I caved and I started watching it and I was like, okay, hold on, this is kind of interesting. And then Death Note is the one that won me over, got me hooked, and now I'm watching anime with the wife, which of course opened a bunch of conversation windows with us. And whenever there's a new anime, we sit together and watch it. But yeah, with different schedules, it is kind of challenging to keep track with the show. And then you kind of get frustrated because you're like, we haven't watched an episode of that show in a week. Are we gonna watch this fucking thing or am I gonna watch it without you? And then that causes a fight.
Well, like
But again,
with us, we also try to watch movies, and we've watched a lot of the Strangers movies
mhm.
in that franchise, and then they start doing like the prequels. Like we watched chapter one, and of course chapter two and three are out, and we've told each other we got to sit down some morning and we got to start knocking them out. And that's been about 2 months since we've said that. And it's just very hard. Like you talked about, the longer you've been in the relationship, you try to grasp on the stuff that you can still talk about, because throughout the years you do go through all the stuff that you can do, and then you're just kind of like, you next thing you know, you're sitting on the couch and you're kind of looking at each other like, what do we got to talk about? And it's either then, if you're lucky, you have some kind of like cheesy, horrible commercial come on, and then you start ragging on that. Outside of that, it's just basically like you're looking at each other and then you're wondering what the other one is thinking. In my case, I'm wondering if she's plotting my demise in my sleep. But luckily enough, the big man upstairs has decided against that so far. But I wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't trade anything for it. Because I have a feeling like what you would have the same feeling when you find somebody that you have that connection with, through the thick and the thin, through the bad and the good. You ride, and it's an enjoying ride. It's an entertainment ride, and when you have somebody that is like that, it makes life a lot better.
The main goal in a relationship is to pick a partner where eventually you can be comfortably boring with. Once you find that person, hold on and never let go. Take care of yourself and each other. No. Okay. So now that we're still waiting for Cesar to get here, wrestling wise, let's talk about TNA. I want to gloss over a couple things because I wasn't watching, but I did see, I jaked it. I saw that Cedric Alexander dethroned Leon Slater, and our old boy from old NXT, Black and Gold, Super Eichner showed up, debuting in TNA. Sticks. Uh, grace us with your knowledge of TNA for a second.
Well, I will say this. I am one of the few, possibly stooges, that actually has a TNA app and still watch TNA on the app when I do, and have not set my DVR to DVR it on AMC, which this last Thursday, I believe they were live. And let me tell you something, watching it replay, TNA, we got to do better, guys. I mean, you aired it Thursday, and I'm watching this Monday morning at about 6-ish in the morning, and we still have live views of in the stadium when they're at commercial break. And my God, what are we doing here? I mean, Netflix gives you like 3 days and they cut all the waste, all the commercials out, so that way Raw is neatly packed in to scant about hour 45, hour 48. Great. It's awesome. If you can avoid spoilers, you do it. Other than that, I had a feeling Cedric is probably going to dethrone Leon, just for the fact they kept talking about how he could break it, and or that on Thursday he was going to equal. So I figured with him being the youngest, he had broke a record with that, and that they were probably going to have him at least equal it. Like, I mean, I know we've all of us that watch TNA, Leon Slater's got a future. He's their shining star. Now, I would have liked to seen him execute, option C to be able to get a title shot out of that. And unfortunately, we didn't. But hey, blaze your own trail, young in charge. Do that, my man. It was a good match. I had a feeling if we were going to get Cedric Alexander on point, he was going to do it. And Cedric Alexander, we've known him from his WWE days. The guy can go, and so he went, and it was a great match. The system isn't a system reboot. The only person that doesn't have gold is Eddie Edwards, so that's going to be very interesting, because you kind of maybe get a hint that 3 out of the 4 there might be a revolution, a revolt on hand, maybe not. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, that was a great match. To have our boy, of course, at the end, I don't know how it was on AMC's television, but they cut to the thanks for watching part on TNA, and then they cut back into the video play, and they cut back out, and I'm just like, all right, well, yeah, guys, we got to do better than this. We got to do better than this. We've always talked about with Trips how at the end of a pay-per-view, he always cues the produced by thing, and then next thing you know, we're rolling into whatever surprise we got. You guys have a working relationship with WWE. Take some notes.
Take notes.
Take some notes. Watch how you do this. Hell, bring him in and have him talk to your guys in the truck. Show them how to do this. It was handled horribly. Now, I don't know how the internet reaction is to it. I'm actually excited for it because we've seen how this guy has been as a singles guy, and he can go. Like, he was one half of a really good tag team with a guy who's gone MIA. I mean, I don't know where Ludwig is. I mean, he could be he might be working in the Indies down in Mexico. I don't know. But this guy can go. We saw a glimpse of it. It's just that the character didn't seem to get over with the WWE crowd. Now, we're going to get spoon-fed him a lot here on Thursdays, depending on how long that contract is. But I think the guy can go in the ring. X Division, I think that's perfect for him. No limits, no boundaries. I'm here for it. Also, they announced that they're bringing Ultimate X back at Slammiversary. So that's going to be a great thing because Ultimate X is one of the best matches that TNA has. Like we've talked about, I believe it was last week. TNA has a lot of good gimmick matches, and Ultimate X is up there in their gimmick matches. So I'm here for it. We'll see how we go. I mean, we talk about how TNA always seems to get like the WWE, AEW like throwaways. Some of them good, some of them really bad. But I think in ring this is going to be good. So I'm here to watch them cook, and here let's see if we can get some good matches.
And now it's time to ask a black man. Julius Caesar, why are black people so afraid of gay jokes and dicks in general?
The fuck are you talking about? Who's afraid of gay jokes? Did you not see Kevin Hart got canceled because he liked saying faggot when people were doing gay shit? And actually, there's probably more gay black men in Atlanta than there is any concentrated gay people in the world. Them niggas ain't afraid of dicks. They're all on the down low. I think you need to do some research.
And now let's move on to NXT. That's right. Last week we didn't touch on it too much, but this time I want to dive in to this past week. NXT, okay, brief summary here. Lizzie Rain continues to impress in a tag match with Tatum versus Zarya and Nikita. Naraku does the complete opposite. Perhaps he jizzed all his energy on EO pre-match. The Jackson Drake Noam Dar match was fine, but my observation these past couple of weeks has been the cool dynamic between Vanity Project and Micah Lockwood. Very DX China-esque. I'm liking where this is heading. The main event solidified the fact that the women's division will dominate the upcoming John Cena Classic. Kalani and Kendall Gray put on a great match, but of course, I saved the best for last because NXT has a new correspondent. Of course, this is the second week of her correspondence on NXT, but the cross-eyed kid, he done and struck gold again with Miss Emily Agar Shucky Ducky Quack Quack. They've been having her do offsite interviews with Who Gives a Fuck. Look at her. Damn. Cesar, what did you think of this past week's NXT, and what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this nigga evil. Naraku, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I forgot how trash this nigga's finisher was. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot how trash this shit was. This shit is utter trash. There should be no way in the big 2026 on the Lord with the T, the Lord, God's green earth, that a nigga with a trash ass finisher like that should not only be a New Japan heavyweight champion, IWGP CLMNOP
Plus.
title holder, plus holder, and hold on now, hitting EO Scout on the regular under a merge license. Hitting it good. The nigga, pussy's so good, nigga flew from the Far East to come be with it and got a job at a whole. Nigga was on top of the world at one of the oldest, most famous, respected wrestling companies in the world. On top. He said, he walked in that office, he said, "Hey, player. EO said she gonna let me hit it forever." Dude said, I don't blame you. Drop title, nigga. You released. Nah, I ain't even gonna hit you with a 90-day Playboy. You can show up next week. I can't fight that. I can't fight it. He goes, brother. Here, little wedding bonus, nigga. Here you go. Slide him in the check. Hey, do your thing. Do your thing, player. You got to hit that for all of us. Respect. And he gonna show with that trash ass finisher, nigga. That bullshit. That's what you bringing to the table. That's what got you here. I can't believe Io would settle for that. Like, that just seems like he proposed and she was like, she didn't go. Who you talking to? You asking me? She goes, you asking me, the genius of the sky, to marry your ass? With that trash ass finisher? You think that's gonna sell tickets over here? She goes, Tony D just do a big ass spine buster, nigga. Okay, and he the champ. And you gonna come in here with that trash ass finisher.
Perhaps his bedroom finisher is more impressive.
It can't be. It can't be. Nigga ain't got no imagination. He can't be hitting that right. He can't be. She too Americanized now. She didn't seen American porn.
She was better off trying to be mommy's side chick to try to get in between Rhea and Buddy before trying to get with Mary and this fucking.
Damn that, she got in between Rhea and Kathy. I'm pretty sure Kathy got some tricks up her sleeve that probably put a bitch over more than that. Trash ass finisher. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Sticks, talk about this crack ass nigga. I can't talk about this nigga. No.
Yeah, Sticks. We had a lot to talk about this past NXT. Any thoughts?
I'm interested to see where they're going to go with Mason Rook. The guy talking about being in any weight. Let's see. Obviously, there's a lot of hype. He even talked about it.
Is that the fat ass British guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked with that nigga.
Yeah, I think
his fat ass.
I think they have something with that guy. Now, let's hope Cross-Eyed Kid don't fuck this up. Because this guy could be like really good.
Cross-Eyed Kid don't be fucking up. We know who be fucking up.
I know. He don't be fucking up with the females. Now, let's see what he's doing with the guy with a stick that swing for the fences himself. So let's go. Like you said, Mangria, Vandy Project with their version of China. Shawn Michaels knows how to do something like that. And as soon as I saw this chick debut with them, that's the first thing I thought of. I got DX vibe, and this man's gonna know what to do with them. That's gonna be great. This is
that ugly ass bitch, that horse face looking bitch is gonna be a North American title holder and not the female. She gonna win them both at the same time. That bitch gonna wrestle twice in one night. Watch what I tell you.
100%. You give her less than 2 months, she gonna be wrestling men. I'm saying it now. At an NXT PLE, wherever you're gonna have to be able to watch that at, either WWE's YouTube, CW app, however fuck we're gonna have to watch that. She gonna be wrestling a man, and that's gonna be like mid card. That might be the fucking beer cheese match of the night.
I wouldn't be mad if Quasimodo defeated Tony D and became the first female NXT champion.
Mm-hmm. That's a big bitch. That's a big bitch.
And the whole thing with Naraku or Evil, whatever. Yeah, like Cesar said, man, I had a glimmer of hope. I knew about this guy's like Cesar, to quote the wise man Cesar, his trash ass finisher. I was hoping this man was gonna spend maybe like a week at the PC, and someone look at that and be like, man, come on now. That shit may work over fucking Japan, that may work over in New Japan, but hey, welcome to the fucking States. We got you your green card. We're gonna work on you getting married to fucking Io. We all love Io. Io's got the resume. You gonna attach your name to her? You can't with that fucking trash ass finisher. And guess what? He still has that shit ass, trash ass finisher.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Man, come on. Fucking a Death Valley driver would be an upgrade to that. Shit,
Cena
you're a
did 20
Nagi.
years of that shit.
Fuck, you're fucking coming from the fucking fortune cookie capital of the world. Do a fucking Uranagi and let's call it a fucking day. But I mean,
Trash ass finish.
So he won the New Japan World Championship with an Asian STO.
Yeah, man. He won the
he held three. He was
IWGP
the first. I think they even
HBCU
said it.
title.
I think they even said it. He held 3 titles over in New Japan at once. The only guy to ever do that. And you did it
That trash
with that trash ass finisher. I mean, APPW would never have that be a finisher.
I don't even think anybody in APPW has a trash ass finisher.
Ribby would kick out of that finisher.
That shit is trash. Get the trash out of here, man. Fuck ass nigga.
Did he choose that one because he's not that talented, or did he choose it because he could do it to anybody?
We about to find out.
Yeah, we are gonna find out.
Jeez.
Trash ass finisher. Kendall Gray looked good though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Kendall Gray and Kaylani.
You saw a glimpse of the future with that main event. There's a reason why that was the main event. And you saw a glimpse of outside, besides the outside stuff, those girls were cooking. And that future, we talk about this, that women's division, there's no organization in the United States of Trump or even overseas that has a women's division that is as strong as WWE and or NXT's women's division. Hell, remember we talked about how Nikita Lyons might be a future. That chick is catching L's,
around.
and then she's gonna turn around and wrestle and evolve. Like they got so many women that are so great that they had to create another show on a free ass app so that way you could watch these women wrestle. I mean, this is how you know that how organization's women's division itself is so stacked, is so great, and so cooking that they are doing this stuff. They're handing this stuff out for free.
And who would have ever fucking thought the most disappointing wrestler of all time went to Evolve and is now the women's Evolve champion, Wendy fucking Chu. Is the women's Evolve champion.
I didn't even
what
know
a
that.
year a difference makes.
Yeah, look, Nikita turned her shit around. She's way more entertaining now. She
Lost
always
a lot of
been,
weight too.
yeah, she always been entertaining. She didn't have the wrestling a little bit, but she had like more karate style, but didn't like correlate it into wrestling. Now she's even more funnier that the bitches are even in their backstage comments are talking about that W singing that shit like Nikita, fucking amazing. She's getting her own shit over. But better in the ring, cooking.
I think she went to Evolve and she's on LFG.
Yeah. Like Booker T had her fight somebody on LSG to try to help that girl get over. And then, she on Evolve, cooking. She on NXT, back cooking. Had that good old match with that girl Lizzie. She cooking for only 2 matches under her belt that the let's say the US people have seen. She cooked on Euro leagues and whatnot. That's why they need that. I swear to God, they need NXT UK back. That swear to God, they bringing all these motherfuckers over. Like this fat nigga would be awesome over in NXT UK if they tried.
In 3 weeks, they're gonna have her on AAA. They're gonna do NXT Mexico is what they're gonna do.
You know that's right. You mix her thick body ass and that Lizzie bitch with some of them thick booty juicy Latinas on AAA, and that shit gonna be cooking. And they gonna give that shit away free money on the CW. CW about to get some bread. Look, ad revenue on CW about to go up, nigga. Watch right there.
And now it's time to ask a black man. Julius Caesar.
What do you want, Singer?
What's the whitest thing you do?
The whitest thing I do is pay bills on time, nigga. The fuck you mean? The fuck you mean? I still don't pay my phone bill on time because fuck them niggas. They don't never need to be at full strength. The whitest thing I do is pay credit card bills on time, pay the car note on time, have automatic drafts out of my checking account for YouTube TV on this bullshit, and be nice to ratchety ass customers at work. That's the whitest shit I do.
Can I just say this? Caesar, the greatest thing to happen is Wi-Fi calling. As long as you pay your fucking internet, you can make your fucking phone calls over your Wi-Fi. So that's as soon as I found out about that, I'm like, oh man, that's a game changer.
Yep. Yeah, he is right. He is right.
And now, folks, we're going to take a quick tangent because I do want these fellas' opinions. I don't know if you did watch it or not. I know, Sticks, you're a busy man. But this past Saturday, we had some Netflix MMA action going on. Of course, I didn't stay up and watch this bullshit. I just
Fuck no, I didn't watch that fight, nigga. I watched it on YouTube.
I jaked it. I jaked it just like I did with TNA. Ronda Rousey apparently fought Gina Carano, the final match on the card. All 17 seconds of it is all over social media, so you don't even have to bother watching it on Netflix.
Watch it on my phone.
Also, Nate Diaz's fight was stopped due to blood loss, as you couldn't see, and Ngannou murdered somebody. Any thoughts, gentlemen? Any thoughts on the Netflix fights? You watch it, you hear about it, you see it online. What's going on, Cesar?
I not watch any of the fights. We've been staying open an hour later at work, so we store don't close till 9. And then on the weekends, we had to count money. So I'm not really leaving till 10. And then I had an all-store meeting that next morning at 7 a.m. And I live 30 minutes away from my job. So even when we did leave at 10, it means I'm not getting home till 10:30, trying to get something to eat. And then I had to be up by 6 to be back at work by 7 o'clock. So hell no. There were 7 hours in between where I got home and I had to be back at work. So I spent 5 of them hours going to sleep.
That's the whitest thing. That's the
what I was gonna say.
Cesar does.
I was gonna say the same thing. That's the whitest thing he does is get to work on time.
Yeah. So I know I'm still 10 minutes late. Yeah. So I'm still 10 minutes late. Because the meeting was at 7:45. I had to be there at 7 to help set up for the meeting because, part of management now and all that bullshit. But yeah. Literally got home, got something to eat, took a shit, had a drink, put on YouTube just for background noise, doom scrolled the old TikTok and Instagram, saw the fight. I saw the Ronda Rousey fight because the shit was already pretty much posted the next morning on the way to work because it was only 17 seconds. Shit was barely longer than my morning piss. So saw the fight. Didn't watch any of the other fights. Didn't care. Not a big MMA guy. I guess I probably could watch it because it's on Netflix and ESPN and shit like that. Probably could watch it, but just don't.
Hey, and no, if you get Paramount Plus, all UFC shit's on there. Pay-per-views.
I already have Paramount Plus. I got the yearly jank for Paramount Plus,
man. Hey, you don't have to pay the $90 for UFC pay-per-views. It's included in your subscription, man. So
I guess I could. Yeah, $90 for a UFC.
That's what ESPN was charging. If you had ESPN Plus or whatever they had, you still had to pay for UFC pay-per-views. You got those trash ass fight nights that they would spread thin, but like the actual pay-per-views, you still had to pay for it. Yeah,
but if you have Paramount Plus, you don't have to pay for them.
You just your subscription, but no, you don't have to pay for the pay-per-views at all. No, they're included.
Well, I already got them then on Paramount Plus.
Hey,
name of this episode's about to be trash ass everything because nigga, trash ass fight nights, trash ass finishes. TAF, put TAF on this bitch.
Sticks, your thoughts on the 3 main events or any of the fights on that Saturday?
Well, gentlemen, as much as I like watching wrestling, I do like watching me some MMA. And I watched that. First off, Francis Ngannou is heralded as the best heavyweight in MMA. The only other guy that could give him a run for his money is John Jones.
Yeah.
Yep, who was there but is contractually tied to the UFC. And the UFC ain't going to let him go unless they get some cash money out of that himself. But also, John Jones has some arthritis in his hip, so they were talking about him possibly. There was ideas of that he was going to be on that White House card, but they never came to fruition. So, I mean, unless the UFC can get a bunch of money out of him to let him out of his contract to go against Ngannou, we might not ever see that. Nate Diaz and Platinum Mike Perry. Mike Perry is fighting in a fight league called Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, where these guys it's basically like boxing without gloves. And this guy, I don't know if you watched his post-fight interview, this guy talks like a guy who has walking CTE. But this guy is excitement. Now, Nate Diaz, he has a brother who's named Nick Diaz, and both those guys are well known for their cardio. Until I saw Nate Diaz fight this weekend, and that guy cardio is out the fucking window. They showed the cut guy, and he's talking to the cut guy, and the cut guy's counting the cuts on his face, and was like, "Yeah, I stopped it because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts, and one of them bleeding into your eye." And Nate's like, "Yeah, that's all right. We'll run this back sometime." Nate Diaz was supposedly in the conversation for Conor McGregor's next fight for when he comes back, which they've already announced that not during this fight card the UFC did. Kind of petty, but it is what it is. In the main event, I mean, Gina Carano hasn't fought in 17 years. She had talked about how, she had talked about how Ronda called her and was like, "Hey, I'm interested in fighting you. Let's maybe get this going." This chick lost over 100 pounds. Like, you could kind of see in her movie roles when she did the Mandalorian and then like Deadpool 2, she kind of bulked up. And to have her, and I agree with her, like there are bigger victories outside of an octagon or a hexagon than like victories inside. And her being able to lose 100 pounds, I believe in like a year, 2 years, that's something that's pretty big in itself. Now, Gina is a good stand-up person, and Ronda has a different fight camp. Like, the guy that she had in her UFC fight camps was a malpractice to her, because this guy thought that Ronda Rousey could be a stand-up boxing person. And Ronda's bread and butter had always been
Judo.
ground
It's always
game.
judo.
Exactly. Yeah. But you can see it showed when she first faced like Holly Holm. Like, he was like, "Oh, she could stand with Holly Holm." Motherfucker, Holly Holm was a professional kickboxer. And you thinking this chick who is a Olympic medalist judo chick is going to be able to be a stand-up person? Nah. So I told my old lady, I was like, if Ronda's 100% in this, she's going to take her down. She's going to see what she has for her ground defense, and she's probably going to catch an arm. Like, exactly 7 seconds in, he's seeking meso. Gina throws like a fucking leg, tries to throw a leg kick or a punch, leaves her ass open. Bam, done.
She should have thrown a fucking knee the way Ronda was diving in.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, shit. I'm like, man, you just had this feeling with as much hype as this fight had. Is like, fuck, this is going to have something like that. And the way like Ronda was able to torque Gina's body to start twisting that arm, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have tapped too, because she got her sideways and was torquing that arm. I'm like, fuck that. I wouldn't want to deal with a broken arm for like 6-8 months and miss out on probably some acting gigs or whatever Gina's gonna do. I'm interested to see what the fighter pay is, because that's the whole conversation with this stuff. Is that Jake Paul and his promotion was going to pay the fighters what they should be worth. And I'm not going to lie, what makes the UFC great is when they have competition. And with MVP, with Jake Paul and his promotion getting into the MMA, this is going to have to make the UFC actually legit step up. Because they throw these horrible fight nights, and then they have to spread their fighters thin, and so their big pay-per-views aren't really all that great like they were back in the day. So I'm here for it. Get some better people, because you had over the hill Junior Dos Santos on like your prelim card, and that dude got pieced up, knocked the fuck out. Like, he got knocked out. And this guy was a former UFC heavyweight champion. Like, he was a guy that gave Cain Velasquez a run for his money, who I think, in my opinion, was like one of the best heavyweight champions in the world. He gave him a fight. And this guy now was basically there and got knocked out. So get some better fighters, which is, I mean, it might be a little hard because the UFC does have the market cornered on that. But what the UFC is going to do is that they horribly underpay their fighters. Whereas if you get another promotion that can actually legit get some financial backing to pay these guys and gals, this is going to make the UFC have to step their game up. So I, as much as I was disappointed with the main event, what happened with that would be like any one of us playing like a fighting video game. We know what we got to do. We're going to go in and get that dub and move and rank up our fighter and or our person. So Ronda was going to go in, get what she do what she needed to do, tap her. Now she's going to go home, make some babies, and cook some fucking food up in the kitchen. Which, hey, Travis Brown, her husband, I hear that shit.
He ain't mad at it.
I would have started that shit as soon as we went back to that locker room. I would have been in the shower. We would have started the baby making process right then and there.
So I'm extremely ignorant when it comes to MMA and boxing, but even my stupid ass knew that Ronda Rousey was like, I gotta get the easiest dub of my entire career. Who should I call? Somebody with name recognition, maybe a former actor. Let's get Gina Carano on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I can tap her out pretty fucking quick.
And it's crazy she had to lose 100 pounds, though.
And I can shit talk with the best of them, and I'm gonna shit all over UFC and WWE and anything I can. I'm gonna diarrhea my mouth as much as possible to get all the publicity I need for this shit. Let's do it. She did it. She made the money, and now we ain't ever gonna see that bitch fight an actual fighter ever again. She's just gonna probably promote the next fight. She's gonna be like, I'm the host of the next MVP Productions, and this is gonna be a good fight. She's gonna be on the commentary team. No one gives a fuck, Ronda. Just shut your mouth and open your legs. Not to be misogynist, but Sticks, you mentioned earlier about a cut man. Why is a cut man necessary?
A cut man is necessary for boxing and MMA. He helps manage the cuts so that they don't stop the fight from all the bleeding. So, like, especially if you get cut over the eye or you get like a big bruise over the eye, he's the guy
someone like throws a punch, hits you, and cuts you.
Or cuts you or gives you, like, you ever see where the bruise or the eye swells?
Yeah.
So when the eye is swelling, that means blood is building up in there. And more likely your eye goes from like this to like you're looking like this because of the bruising. He's the guy putting the ice over it or putting like a cold piece of metal over it to help bring the heat down, to help thin that blood out. They also have that press over there. But if you do get a cut, he's the guy like putting
Vaseline.
Yeah, it's like alcohol, but then Vaseline, because Vaseline stops the bleeding. So it doesn't get into your eye so that you can still see.
Plus the Vaseline will allow, like, when they throw punches, it'll slide off. The glove. It'll slide the glove so that way it doesn't cause further damage.
So everything you just said, Cesar, they do that in 90 seconds between rounds?
Yeah, nigga, they
have 90 seconds. They like, hurry, we need the coldest fucking thing you got. Hurry.
Yeah, well, see, all right.
30 seconds.
No,
30 seconds.
The cut man is watching you in the ring and watching you get hit. Especially if you're taking a lot of body shots, that's where he's probably having packs of ice and putting it on like your ribs and stuff, so that the blood flow slows down. It's not hurting as much when you're breathing, deep in and out. There's a coach who's telling you how to throw, but the cut man's just doing work on your ass. Because if the puffing gets too big, he might actually cut you so that it goes down so your eye can open up more. But he's the one like putting
He
bandages
cuts
or
the
gauze over that.
swelling so it could bleed out.
No. But it's a thing where like if you keep swelling up here, right,
Mhm.
and your eye is like shut like this, I can just keep tagging you on your like if your eye is shut, right? Like I know it's opposite, but my left eye is shut, right?
Mhm.
Because the swelling is so bad. That means you could just hit me in my left. I can't see it coming, but you're
Mhm.
hitting me in my head. So eventually you hit me hard enough, my dumb ass going to sleep. Right, night, night. Keep your butthole tight. He might be the one to actually cut that shit, let it bleed out so it goes down, but then put gauze over it. So, like, he's trying to keep as much blood in there as possible, but that the swelling goes down so I can open my eye back up. And then he's also freezing it so the skin tries to seal more, and then putting Vaseline over it so I don't bleed out and, like, go lightheaded as shit. But then again, if you try it again, I can also see it coming. So if I move back, and your arm and your hand barely hits it, it's sliding off. So it's not like I'm getting more headshots. The cut man
There's
is here to take care of the body.
there's
So
a lot going on in a corner. Like you have
There's
not only do you
there's
have
three
your
guys.
coaches,
There's usually three guys. There's a cut
there's
man.
there's three coaches and a
Yeah.
cut man, and the coaches are talking while that cut man's in there trying to do his stuff. Like you'll see, like that cut man. There was one cut man there that was legendary in all of MMA. His name's like I believe Jacob Stitch Duran. He was back there in like the like earlier years of UFC. That guy knows what the fuck he's doing. So he was in Nate Diaz's corner. He had like a lot of them will have like a Q-tip to hold like below the cut to be able to try to force whatever blood left out, but also stop it. And then he's putting the Vaseline and stuff like that. You got a cold swell, which is that cold piece of metal. They're doing that to try to keep that down. The doctor's also kind of watching stuff like that. He'll talk to the fighter while also talking to the cut man to see what if he thinks that this is going to impede the fighter's vision, his progress, all that stuff. Like there's a lot of shit going on in that corner while it's going on. And to also say this, Mike Perry was lighting up Nate Diaz's midsection. Like his body shots that he was giving on Nate Diaz was causing him problems. So his corner is trying to get that ice into the midsection to be able to stop that. I mean, a cut man is like I don't know if you want to say like the next best thing outside of the coaching, but that guy's going to allow you to stay in the fight in case you could pick up your coaching and then start piecing up your other guy.
He's, he's
so
like he's like he's like the in-ring doctor.
so
He's stitching you back up.
what happened to Nate Diaz to where they had to stop the fight?
Yeah, I don't know, man. His skin was just weak and he had too many cuts or he was bleeding out.
He had like 3 or 4 cuts, and one of them was in a spot. And there's and fights, there are times where you get a cut that it's going to be bad enough that the cut man can't stop it, where the blood is just going to trickle right to the vision. And if a fighter's vision is impaired in one eye, the doctors are going to err on the side of caution because they don't want to see somebody take any unnecessary damage that they have to. So like him not being able to see, because like when they showed it, like it was trickling so bad that it was trickling into his eye, but along the side, that like my girlfriend asked me, is Diaz cut on the back of the head? Because the blood was going into his eye, but along the side of his head to the back of his head. That made it look like he might have had a cut on the back of his head.
Jeez.
So Nate Diaz, I mean, Diaz didn't have a problem with the stoppage because he's like, hey, fuck it. I wasn't doing anything anyway. But they're going to probably end up running it back maybe 3-4 months down the line. And maybe Nate Diaz actually takes this for serious and then gets his cardio and stuff like that. Because the Diaz boys are famous. They live on the West Coast to swim out to Alcatraz and back. Like their fucking cardio is that fucking good that they do that stuff. Now, when I watched Nate in this fight, his cardio was trash. And so it made me kind of wonder, did you take this serious enough that you didn't legit train for this? Because, I mean, Perry was smart enough to know that the Diaz's are great on the ground. Like they're Gracie jiu-jitsu specialists. So if you leave a fucking arm or a leg out, those guys are going to take it, and the next thing you know, your ass is either going to tap or you're going to have an issue with that limb. So Perry was not CTE'd enough to know that that he could have stayed over top of him and try to rain punches, and next thing you know, you're going to tap out. But Diaz had a cut. I don't remember if it was like right over the eyebrow or right in the eyebrow, but it was bad enough that the cut man was like, I'm not going to be able, I can stop this for a little bit, but you got 5 minutes after that. And if he takes a punch or two or three and basically stops whatever progress that cut man's done, that blood's going to go in his eye. He's not going to see it. And he's just going to get jabbed or fucking punched to death. That can either knock him out or just make things worse. So they're always going to err on the side of caution with fighters.
Well, I hope the
Well,
paycheck.
plus they want to keep him safe, Mangura. So
Yeah.
if a guy can't defend it because his eye's too swollen or he's bleeding in the eye and he can't see, you don't want that guy to lose an eye, or for the future, and then shorten his career. But if he can't see, and you're getting hit in a dome piece, because that's why the refs stop the fight. You're getting beat up too much, the refs are gonna stop the fight. But if you can't even see it coming, you get cranked. CTE out the brain and whatnot. You ever watch Creed? Remember those movies with Michael B. Jordan? Huh?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, you remember in the last fight where his eye was swollen?
Yes.
And the doctor covered like the good eye and said, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And you saw the cut man tap him on his leg. And then he said 3 and shit like that. Because he knows if he wouldn't have said that, the referee would have stopped the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have stopped the fight. Because he's like, yo, you can't take. Yeah, you can get. This guy's a professional fighter. Yes, you are a professional fighter, but you can't train your body to get hit or respond. That's the greatest quote by Mike Tyson ever. Hey, man, everybody has a plan so you get punched in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I guess you can train your body, but you might get CTE doing that. You really can't train how defensive fighter you are.
The greatest example that they talk about to train your body is when you do leg kicks. Because every time you throw leg kicks, you get like micro fractures in like your shin bone and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you do that enough and it heals, it hardens it. So that way, over time, when you throw those leg kicks, you don't have any leg issues. So that way it hardens it, makes it, and
that's why in that Bloodsport movie, the trainer had Jean-Claude Van Damme kick that fucking tree over and over
and over again.
Shit?
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah. Plus punching shit a lot, same difference, right? Like me and you punching a punching bag versus like a professional fighter who punches a puncher. He has the stance. He knows how to throw his hips, put everything into it. It's probably not going to hurt his hands as much because he does that all the time versus like if we threw the same amount of punches, like all we could, like his stamina is going to be way more, but his hands aren't going to hurt as much as our hands are going to hurt wearing gloves and shit, possibly fracturing something. That's why people get in street fights and they fracture a knuckle versus like a professional fighter can't hit a guy in public because he could probably kill him. He could probably kill him and not hurt his hand and just keep do going to the bar.
When you can register your fists as lethal weapons, that's bragging rights.
Yeah.
But I said it last week and I'll say it again. I learned something new every week on the tripod. Sticks, get ready. And now it's time to ask a black man.
Cesar.
Mm-hmm.
As we all know, I'm a white man out here in the backwoods.
Yep.
So my question for you, what do collard greens taste like?
Oh, collard greens are good, man. They're like, oh, man, collard greens, nigga. You got to cook them right, though, because you got to clean them. Got to get that dirt off them shits. There's a white bitch on TikTok who didn't wash them. You got to wash them beforehand before you cook them, because collard greens is straight from the earth. It's like weed, straight from the earth, but it's good for you, Good for you. That's why Snoop smoked that shit every day. I can't smoke that shit every day. My dumb ass gotta go work. There's some states that let you smoke that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta wash them, man. You gotta get the dirt off them shits because they come from the ground. The ground is dirty. We all know this. No matter what you do. But then when you cook them right, you saute them, boy. You put a little meat in that shit, little ham hock. You know what I'm saying? A little pork or something. You got to cook them with some meats. You know, this is where you take that vegan shit. See, them vegan niggas try to cook vegetable shit and tofu that tastes like meat. But see, when you put meat with the greens, you know what I'm saying, you get that more savory flavor. You know what I'm saying? You get a little vinegar, you get a little salt. You know what I'm saying? Get your diabetes up. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to do it too bad. You ain't got to do too bad. But you cook them in there with that meat. You know what I'm saying? They are perfect side because it's green, it's healthy, it's good for you. Now, granted, the way niggas cook them, it's probably a little bit bad for you, but a little bit. But it's still greens, boy. But it go with everything. You know, you get some greens, especially if you got some mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. It's already a starch. You know, that's bad for you. But you get your protein. You know what I'm saying? You got a little lamb chop, pork chop. You know what I'm saying? You got a little chicken. You know what I'm saying? Either fried, baked. You know what I'm saying? Boiled or whatever, man. Or you get some baked chicken casserole with that shit, and you put the damn collard greens on the side. It's pretty much a niggified version of spinach, right? So we all know how spinach is. But that's Popeye. That's white man shit. If there was a nigger pie, not a Popeye, but a nigger pie would be hitting them collard greens and through the pipe, and then he'd be big all swole and whooping Brutus's ass and banging olive oil, probably up her ass or something because he ain't trying to get her pregnant. But collard greens, you goddamn right, boy. A good pot of collard greens save your life. You know what I'm saying? Especially got that poke in them or that ham in them, something like that. Perfect side to go with any protein. Then you throw starch on that motherfucker. You got yourself a plate. That's a good
Follow-up
plate.
question. Follow-up question.
Yeah, yeah,
If you had to build a meal that had collard greens as a side, what
yeah.
is it?
Oh man, I got you right now, man. I got you right now. It ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. The best good old quick little styrofoam package. You can take that shit home. You know what I'm saying? From cookout or somebody just banging it out right now. You got the big jank, the little jank, the little jank. Here you go. Quick struggle right here. Get you a mean protein. 2-piece chick. You got a leg or a wing, breast or a thigh. Okay. Let's say you go wing, breast. Boom. Got a little 2-piece right there. Mash taters right there. A little bit grave on top. Hi-yow. Little dip it in there right there. Collard greens right there. Other side. Boom. Then you get two pieces of white bread, or one mean ass dinner roll. Put it in there, close the little to-go box, 2 packages on the top, white styrofoam, keep it gravy. Now, them collard greens gonna have a little sauce, so don't spill them or the sauce is gonna spill out everywhere. No, the sauce be hitting though. The sauce be hitting there. When you got the collard greens in there and you got some of that pot juice, that sauce in there with it, hitting. Shit ain't quitting. It's hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like a prom date in the back seat back in 97 with the Let's Get the Draws mixtape. That shit is hitting right there. You get that little jank, you go home, catch you a Pepsi or Coke, your preference. Maybe a little Dr. Pepper if you flow on that side, you know what I'm saying? Your preference. Don't even get no beer or no liquor with it. You get you a nice old soda, cold soda, fresh out the fridge. With that, folk, put on some wrestling you ain't watch. That's time right there, boy.
Caesar,
I'm not gonna lie. When Caesar said you don't need any beer or any liquor, you just get a cola. That kind of shook me a little bit, man.
That's a mean
I
ass
would have
meal.
figured, I was figuring like an ice cold, maybe like a
Mm-mm.
rum with on ice,
no,
something like
no,
that. I
no,
would have
no,
figured
Sticks,
Caesar would have
Sticks,
said that.
Sticks. The thing you got to know about the black man is he loves him some Pepsi, and I'm frozen. I'm
Yep.
frozen right now because I said black men love Pepsi.
Mm-hmm.
Completely understand what Caesar means. Get you
Yep.
an ice cold Pepsi. It's good with your food. But
Yep.
on the same subject, Caesar,
You drink after the meal,
of
bro. See, I
food,
don't I don't drink with my meals. I drink after the meal.
of food, your
Yeah.
favorite type of pasta, angel hair, penne, vermicelli, what is it?
I don't know if I have it. It depends on what the meal is, though. Like, because You just can't eat no like you can't put like, a chicken cutlet. I guess you can, depending on how you do it. On some angel, I was about to say on some angel hair, but see, like my mom makes this banging ass like fried chicken cutlet with like lemon sauce and capers
Mhm.
on angel hair. You know what I'm saying? And that shit be banging. But I mean, if I gotta go with a classic, like some shit I could just eat all day, every day. You just gotta go the regular, like, spaghetti and meatballs, you know what I'm saying? Just like I love a good pot of spaghetti and meatballs, man, because the meat sauce, especially with the meat sauce. If you cook the meat
Meat sauce,
with the
yes.
sauce, you gotta do the meat
Yes.
sauce. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then sometimes you don't even need the meatballs if you got a really good meat sauce.
Hmm.
Excuse me, with the Parmesan, even need a garlic bread, bro. I just be tearing that shit up. I do love a good angel hair. I do love a good penne. You know what I'm saying? The elbow with the macaroni. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do them shell ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with those like that. I mean, but I ain't got no recipes with that. If I had a little recipe with that, maybe I'll try it out, cook it up. But I do love a good angel hair with a fried chicken cutlet with some lemon caper jank. My mom's makes that. That recipe is always banging. But little spaghetti, little meatball. You know what I'm saying? I keep it simple, bro.
So those were questions from the sheriff
Yeah.
and from Sticks.
Mhm.
So my closing Ask a Black Man question, Cesar. Who? Because people ask, "What's your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? What's your Mount?" It's
Mhm.
been done. Cesar, who is the Michael Jordan of professional wrestling?
There is no Michael Jordan of professional wrestling. Okay? Because there's too many options. See,
Because I have
you
a
have to break
follow-up.
it down. Now you have to break it down because you can break it down. And then you have to like, are you saying overall? Because I think there's a couple of parts of professional wrestling. You got your guys that are in ring. You know what I'm saying? You got your guys that are talkers. You got some guys that can do both. Then you got some guys who are better heels and better faces. That's more like your Kurt Angles, your Rocks.
So
You
in
know what
other
I'm saying?
words, you're saying you can't just pick one goat.
No. Are you saying like whole career? Like who's
Who
the
is
better
the
wrestler? Are,
greatest?
are you saying like because I break it down on those four things, and then if you try to put it all together, it's a much harder list because you can have like AJ Styles, he can't really talk, right? He really couldn't talk till he got to the Fed. But that man's in character, rang work. You gotta put him up there. If you're talking about in rang wrestlers, you gotta put AJ in your top four. Then you got guys like Ric Flair, right? Yeah, back in the day he was great, but come modern times, his wrestling style was kind of dated, but he could still talk his ass out of a corner if he had to. And he used to talk that shit back in the day. Well, nobody talking like Flair. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your Stone Colds entertaining in the ring with a simple move set, right? Charismatic type of guy, you know, would go in there and kill it. Pretty good talker for what he had to do. But you got your Rocks, which was also similar, light in the move set, but matches weren't bad. But it could talk the draws off of you if you got him in the ring. MJF, slow pace, methodical moves, great matches, would talk the draws off of you. But then you got your other people like Shawn Michaels, could talk as a face or a heel. Kurt Angle, great in the ring, face or a heel, way better heel. Shawn Michaels, I would probably say way better heel, and could wrestle the trash out of people, but not be technical. Kurt technical, Shawn Michaels not really technical. Still have great matches. So if we're talking about like all career type, and where you have to really, really think about it, that if they can talk, they can be charismatic. Can they get the ring over? I mean, are they good in the ring? I feel like it's a different category unless you're combining all of that to be like, it's not that who's the GOAT. who had the better wrestling career, I would say, for a Mount Rushmore versus like, who's the GOAT? Because I feel like there are way different number one GOATs for all of those things.
Who is
But
your personal GOAT?
my personal GOAT, right? I mean, characters I like then, people I like. Man, all right. It changes, man, changes a lot. No particular order, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna
Just
say that
one.
man.
Just
I'm gonna say
one.
that man, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels was great in the ring. Hey, he may have been an asshole backstage, but he was great in the ring. He had great matches. And that boy got a crooked eye for talent. You know what I'm saying? So even in his after career,
You know, Blokey.
blokes, you know what I'm saying, blokes. Hey, his after career, he'd a go to spot talent. I'll tell you
Okay.
that. If we
Okay. You have an answer. My follow-up question:
mhm.
Who is the Scottie Pippen of professional wrestling?
The number two guy, do you know what's funny? I watched a TikTok today. They did it by era. They
Okay.
said if this is the number one guy that the machine was behind, here's the number two guy who probably was more important and drove the story of the number one guy. And it was a three-parter because it went by eras. And it was actually a great follow-up because they started with Hogan and they said the number two guy was like Savage,
Mhm.
right? Well, Savage was a good heavyweight champion. He's still in the shadow of Hogan. Then they did the angle with the mega powers and that shit. Uh, then they gave it to Bret Hart next before the Attitude Era. But they really didn't have a number two for him. They kind of gave it to Shawn Michaels, like because Shawn Michaels won the Rumble and and then Bret Hart had great matches and he had great Mania matches, but you never really thought like he was the guy, even though he said he was the guy. But you felt like Shawn Michaels kind of was the guy when he won the title because the machine was behind Shawn more than it was Bret. Obviously, Attitude Era they gave it to Steve Austin, and then The Rock. Rock didn't have that longevity of being at the top that Austin did. That Austin bled the wrestling, but The Rock was just right up there with the captivating trap, being with the nation, and then like being the most electrifying man, and then being heel Rock. He was still over. Whereas like it took Austin a long while to turn with Vince, to be that heel. Like The Rock switched back and forth when he wanted to and was still there, even though he was champ as heel, as face. Then it was what? It was Cena. It
Orton.
was Cena and Orton, I think. No, it was Cena and Batista. Because like Batista, that's back when they went like Batista was having the championship on SmackDown and making SmackDown more relevant. While Cena was on Raw. And then it was Cena and Orton slash Edge. And then it was Cena and Punk. Like Punk was the champion, but he was never getting the main events. It was during his 434-day reign. Like Cena was still getting main events as the not champion. Because the machine was more behind Cena than it was Punk. And then it kind of like stopped there. And I was like, I thought it was very interesting to like
Well, if
the
your
story.
GOAT is Shawn Michaels, who's your Pippen?
Pippen, I'd probably say Stone Cold. He was probably up longest. Stone Cold, because he carried the company for like the longest time. Like when Stone Cold caught heat and he caught not heat, but when he was over, he was over. And every time that glass breaks, the crowd goes wild. Even when he came back and fucked with Kevin Owens at that Mania, he was driving merch. He was having good promos. I mean, Austin 316 is a great promo to start on with Jake the Snake. When he won King of the Ring, I'd probably say Austin. Yeah, I'd probably say Austin. I personally have more favorited people, but if I think about it objectively, I'm probably gonna say Shawn Michaels because I feel like Shawn Michaels, crazy story. I think I read this somewhere and I agree with it. Shawn Michaels is kind of like almost the Tom Brady of WWE. He had three different careers because he took breaks. You know, he had the back injuries. He came back and then he left again and he came back. All three were champions. All three had great runs. All three, he was the guy that they put at the top. Even in his later years, taking out Flair, those matches with Taker, fighting Triple H when DX, even in his later years when he was about to retire, he was putting on bangers, man. He was putting on bangers, and that man was doing it from all aspects. I mean, he got over with Razor, with the ladder matches, you know, back in the beginning. Him and Brett, even though they didn't like each other, they were putting on bangers, and these were much see TV. And then even when he came back, remember that skit where he was super kick Sean Spears when he was kicking everybody. He was more entertaining, but he was more happy about wrestling. He didn't feel like he needed to be on top, but he was still having a great time, and he could take the title if they needed him to, you know, one last time. So yeah, I'm gonna put Michaels up there, man. It's close. Like if I'm picking Michaels as my one, like I'm picking AJ as my 1A. Like those are the two guys I go with if I'm saying greatest of all time, careers of all time. Uh Michaels I'm putting over more because he could talk more and sell a match and put over a match. AJ did it in the ring way more. He couldn't talk about it way more. But AJ's I would say is a better wrestler than Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels was when he was in that ring, he was cooking. He was putting on a good match no matter who he had to go with. I'm just giving him the edge more for talking. And then if I had to do the Scottie Pippen Award, yeah, it's definitely Stone Cold.
So I love asking true wrestling fans questions like this because as you just heard, Cesar went on for 6 or 7 minutes about it because it's a loaded question. It really is. If you've been a lifelong wrestling fan and someone asks you who's your top 1, 2, even Mount Rushmore, we can go on for 10 full minutes because it's difficult. For me, when he was talking, I was trying to put together my own and I couldn't do it because I have 4. I have 4 and I can't pick 2 that are my top 2. I can't do it.
Right, but who's your 4 then, though? But who's your 4?
My personal Mount
Next, get ready. You next.
My personal Mount Rushmore, because I can't pick 2. Cesar, I got to commend you on picking 2. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because, again, we're so passionate about, about being wrestling fans, watching this our entire lives. I can't pick between these 4. I was always a Bret Hart fan. I love Bret the Hitman Hart. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart, my favorite WrestleMania match. Them 2 are up there. The Rock, the most electrifying man of all entertainment. Love The Rock. And then Kurt Angle. Those are my top 4. I cannot, it's like a Sophie's Choice. Just kill me. I can't choose 2. Fucking kill me. I can't pick 2 of those 4 from my Jordan and Pippen. Those are my 4 favorites of all time sticks. I can't choose. I can't.
All right, Sticks, what you got? If you had 4, who you picking?
I'm simpatico with you on the first 2, Cesar. Shawn Michaels on the mic in the ring was that fucking guy. AJ Styles would be my 1B, man. That guy, for the promos that Shawn could cut outside the ring, AJ Styles in 2 different, not even 2, 3.
3 different companies.
4. No, 4. Let's talk Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
4. He put his name in TNA, went to New Japan, was like the second American besides Brock Lesnar to win the IWGP Championship. Then went to Ring of Honor. Did that in Ring of Honor. And then came to WWE. Did that. His in-ring work was as good as Shawn Michaels's outside mic promos. All AJ had to say was, check out my in-ring work and walk off. I would have Stone Cold as my number 3, just for the fact that Stone Cold, basically, he did the crossover with not only wrestling, but like culture outside the ring. People were wearing Austin 3-6 t-shirt. When he cut that promo at King of the Ring against Jake the Snake, those shirts, you had non-wrestling fans wearing those shirts, wearing Stone Cold shirts, Stone Cold's University shirts, Blood from a Stone, all that stuff. And my fourth one, and this is a hard one, but is The Rock. Because that guy, in whatever rivalry, whatever program he was in, that guy could not only carry it, but also, like they say, rising tides raise all ships.
Mhm.
And for the most part, he could raise his opponent up. Now, was he going to be up to his level? No, but he can make it so that the guy was nipping at his heels. So I would say The Rock would be my fourth one.
Yeah.
So Austin and The
If I
Rock.
had to pick my other two, it's literally going Shawn, AJ, Stone Cold, Rock. Kurt Angle is my fifth. And that's where I get iffy on it, because sometimes I might switch Stone Cold with AJ. If we're talking about wrestling, I'm switching Stone Cold for AJ just because Stone Cold for Kurt Angle, because I feel like Kurt Angle's a way better wrestler than Stone Cold, but I feel like Stone Cold was just so over, man. Like the attitude, he was the attitude era. You know, it's kind of hard not to put like the guy in your top four. But no, Angle was so fucking funny, man. Especially like he wanted the "you suck" chance, the toupee when he had to shave his head bald. The more funny he got in promos as a heel. The "you suck" was with Edge and the fucking photographs. I'm a man and you're a boy. And I love playing with little boys. Wait, hold on. Like shit like that
Jimmy
made
Crack
Angle so
Corn, and
great.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I
But
got my gold
fucking
medals.
you couldn't tell me shit when Team Angle was on top. Ooh, them boys was like a precursor to Undisputed Era. Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, and Kurt Angle all holding the gold. Oh, you couldn't tell me that wasn't some precursor to Undisputed Era type shit right there. Them boys, all three of them was on fire. Cooking. And the fact that I feel like he was a way better heel.
Yeah.
He was funny when he was a face, like the milk truck, great. Combating the beer truck, but Kurt Angle as a heel was, oh my God, he was way better as a heel. Man,
I
oh
mean,
my
he
God.
does have more funny stuff too as a face when he's
Yeah,
on
as
the
an entertainer,
moped.
this is what I'm saying.
Remember,
Like whole career,
remember
whole career.
with the Undertaker, he
Let's just
rode
even
out there
talk
in the
about that.
fucking moped.
The moped,
like,
yes.
well, like even Zanka talks about Perk, Angle, and TNA. When you have your own thing of being Perk, Angle, and another organization that isn't the Fed, when he got released and went to TNA and basically elevated TNA
Main event mafia.
while on some stuff that made it so he could do it, but you still went out there and was fucking killing it.
Kurt Angle is on my Mount Rushmore, and I didn't watch any of his TNA
TNA stuff, and he
None
wrestled
of
in
his TNA run.
he wrestled in TNA more than he wrestled in WWE, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And he had some bangers. He had some bangers in TNA. Main Event Mafia Kurt was on that shit in TNA, and he had some heat.
I think the only TNA match I watched of his was him versus Samoa Joe.
You need to watch that Abyss one they always show where he fucking does a full somersault off the fucking stage onto that nigga. It's in every fucking Perk Angle edit. It's on TikTok. It's the first thing in every Perk Angle edit.
Well, to show you all who listen, all nine of you, how big of an impact The Rock and Stone Cold made on this business, to have them both on our greatest of all time list is
I mean, WrestleMania 18 is probably the best build up to the match, the best fucking edit video.
You mean 19?
No, 19 is when he retired. 17, sorry.
17.
17.
Oh, okay.
17. Houston, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
The one where Rock was the champion at Royal Rumble, and then Stone Cold. Yeah, it's that one. The one when the one with the Limp Bizkit intro.
Yep. Technically, 19 was a Limp Bizkit intro as well.
Was it again?
Yeah, Crack Addict.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that. Yeah.
It's my favorite.
My way, the My Way edit. Sorry, the My Way edit. Yeah, the My Way edit.
Hey,
That's the match people need to watch. If you want to watch 2 or 3 guys with the lead up from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, that is the span of peak
well,
wrestling.
the trilogy actually from
It's still
15 to
great.
19. Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
whole
still
saga.
great.
The whole
Yeah,
saga.
the whole saga is great. I feel like Rock should have got one in the middle. It would have made 19 more special because like then you could have had obviously when people leave, they go out on their shield. Um and the fact that Rock got to like super really they don't count that him coming back. But Rock got to retire Stone Cold, which we didn't know really. Nobody really knew he was
The
gonna like
backstory to the match of
mhm.
WrestleMania 19 adds to why it's my favorite because Stone Cold
Yeah.
was in the hospital the night
Night
before. Like
before.
that motherfucker almost died, and he still made it to do his retirement match for The Rock. And then
Yeah.
after The Rock wins, they whisper, "I love you, thank you, I love you."
Yeah.
This, it's a whole
But then fucking
the whole
he
saga as a
he fucking
whole.
wears his vest like in the first 10 minutes of the match. Like and then like stunning that nigga, taking the stunner, they hits him with the rock bottom. Oh my god, that match.
You
All
see,
3 of their
this
matches were
is
so great.
why these two guys are on our fucking Mount Rushmores because of these
And now
impacts.
look at him. We got The Rock wearing like a multi-million-dollar watch to the Met Gala, and
Wearing a dress.
Stone Cold's putting over his 2 solid ass cats down at his
Yeah.
goddamn ranch.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pancho and Macho.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, thank
crash ass
you
Brian
for
Cage.
watching. Thank you for listening. Until next time, we do this all and we give that big ups to Stallion Pete.